7 in the morning. Let's go chill on the balcony. Why not yellow or white? Let's go chill on the balcony here. And yeah, let's have a joint now. Another joint for today. Let's have a joint for today. You know what I fucking mean.
Rapper Chief True really ain't about that life. He's from Nashville, Tennessee, claims to be a Crip. He got arrested back in January, was on suicide watch after other inmates would let him in the general population. Here's the wild story. Colin Williams, aka Chief True, or Chief Two Blunts, is a white rapper from Nashville who claims to be a Crip. He's part of a local clique called Buddha Gang, which includes other local Nashville rappers. He says he started rapping in high school and was inspired by artists like Chief Keef, NBA Youngboy, and Young Pappy. A lot of his music videos feature guns, and he raps like he's really from the streets. But aside from all the tough talk in his raps, Chief True don't look like your normal gangbanger. He's a skinny white kid with carrot top dreads and a tattoo of a blue heart on his neck. Just because he look goofy, don't mean he ain't about that life. But some recent behavior don't add up with the image he's trying to put on. In August of 2019, Chief True got into it with another dude from Memphis, who's the younger brother of a rapper named 100K Tuck. In a video posted to social media, the dude confronts Chief True, saying he disrespected him. He catches the rapper outside of a Mapco gas station and calls him out to fight. In the video, he says Chief True just made a diss song about some of his homies from 100K. But now, he ain't got that same type of energy. He even showed he had a gun. Chief True just paces nervously and complains about the security cameras in the area. But the other dude tells him they can handle it across the street.
Let's get with it. Let's get, come on, cuz, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, across the street. Right across the street. Let's go, bro.
It looks like Chief True is also strapped, but he still turns down the fade. He ain't wrong for not wanting to blast on camera. But when you claim to be a Crip and start dissing people who really about that life, you gotta be prepared for that energy to come back around to you. If that wasn't bad enough, Chief True was recently arrested and kept in jail, which has made him show his true colors. In January 2021, police were called to an apartment complex in South Nashville after residents reported gunshots being fired. When officers arrived, they saw a man holding a short-barrel AR-15 type pistol. The man was later ID'd as Chief True. When the cops approached him, he pointed the gun at them, but eventually put it down after they ordered him to drop the weapon. The arrest report says that he smelled like marijuana and had bloodshot eyes. Plus, his speech was slurred and he was mumbling. Officers also questioned his girlfriend, who said he was on Xanax, which he was prescribed. According to the cops, when they asked him about the shots being fired, the rapper said a stranger knocked on his door and fired a shot at him. He then grabbed his gun to protect himself. But the police ain't buy his story and said he was the one who fired the weapon and had done it in a reckless manner. They arrested him for reckless endangerment, possession of a handgun under the influence, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on a first responder. Police say after the arrest, the rapper started acting crazy and was bawling his eyes out in the back of the patrol car. He even threatened the officers, telling them he would find out where they lived and put out a hit on them. He also told them he would post bond that night and kill him himself. While they was booking him, they also found 8 Xanax bars in his pockets. He was given a $77,000 bond, but put on a hold and couldn't leave because he was already out on bond for multiple crimes at the time of his arrest.
What a big
In
gangster.
September 2019, Chief True got arrested after fleeing from police in a Ford Fusion with no bumper. Police were patrolling the area around Central Pike and Tulip Grove Road when they saw Chief True leaving the Burning Tree Apartments in a car with no front bumper or license plate. An officer followed him and tried making a casual comment when he parked the car in a parking lot nearby. But instead of talking to the cops, the rapper immediately got back in the car and smashed off. While police was chasing him, the rapper swerved into oncoming traffic across a double yellow line and almost caused an accident. He got away, but police put out a warrant for his arrest, and Chief True turned himself in for reckless driving, driving with no license, and evading arrest in a motor vehicle. He got out on a $7,000 bond. While he was out on bail for that charge, he got arrested again in October 2020 for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and weapon possession, and got out on bail again. So, when they arrested him for a third time in January, they realized if he was released, he'd probably just get locked up again, so they put him on a hold until his case could be processed. Despite all the tough talk in his music, Chief True has had a rough behind bars. As soon as he got to jail, he immediately passed out and went to sleep. When he woke up, he must have realized he was in deep trouble. because he demanded to make a phone call. When they denied him, he started throwing a tantrum, screaming, crying, and kicking the cell door because he wasn't getting what he wanted. One of the officers told him he slept through his phone time, and she was trying to get him a tablet so he could make a call. But he was too busy throwing a fit to hear what she was saying, and instead, he called her a stupid and a bunch of other names. He started getting so crazy that they had to put restraints on him and put him under supervision in a medical cell. He started saying he was going to kill himself and try to smash his head against the wall. So they put him on suicide watch for his own protection. When they tried to strip him naked, he got even more agitated and started insulting them, going as far as calling one of the staff members a with a hard R. So they put him on a level 2 suicide watch and placed him in a padded cell. After about 2 weeks, they thought he was ready to go back to general population, but the other inmates wasn't having it. When they moved him back into a regular cell, other inmates started banging on the glass and yelling death threats at him. Other gang members in the dorm warned the officers it would be bad if he got put in one of their cells. So they decided there was a legit threat to his safety if he was back in general population and kept him in a special holding cell for the rest of his jail time. If that wasn't bad enough, Chief True got hit with additional charges a few weeks after getting locked up. He had charges related to 2 attempted robberies that occurred in the Hermitage neighborhood of Nashville back in 2020. An arrest warrant said that Chief True pulled a gun on a man who was working on a car in the Cherry Creek apartments in November 2020. The rapper pointed a gun at the man's chest, but the man tried to grab the weapon and ended up getting shot in the thigh, causing Chief True to flee the scene. A few minutes after that, police said that the rapper went to the Highlands at the Lake Apartments on Arbor Lake Boulevard and pointed a gun at another man. But this dude was ready for the smoke and pulled out his own gun, shooting the rapper and allegedly hitting him. So on top of the reckless endangerment and weapons charges he was already facing, now he's looking at 2 attempted robberies. And since he's had other problems with the law in the past, it looks like he'll probably end up doing time. Hopefully, all this will be a wake-up call and show him that he really ain't about that life. Because if the Crips ain't rocking with him in county jail, they definitely ain't rocking with him in the pen. Put him on a level 2 suicide watch and place him in a padded cell doing time. Hopefully, all this will be a wake-up call and show him that he really ain't about that life.
Senses with premium crafted chocolate. New connoisseur with cocoa black.
6ix9ine is one of the most famous rats in hip-hop. The rapper shocked the world after he agreed to testify against members of his former gang, the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. Now he's back on the street like nothing happened. But the 9 Treys he snitched on still ain't forgot about the rapper. 6ix9ine is originally from Bushwick, Brooklyn. He blew up in late 2017 with the success of his track Gummo. The video for the song was shot on the block in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and featured a large group of Bloods, many from the 9 Trey Gangsters. One of the Bloods in the video was a dude named Shotty, who became 6ix9ine's manager and introduced him to other high-ranking members of the gang. 6ix9ine wasn't from the gang before that video shoot. He grew up in the neighborhood, and many people knew him, but he never got put on to officially claim 9 Trey. The rapper got a lot of criticism early on after images popped up online showing him claiming Crip before he was famous. But 6ix9ine just brushed that off and said he was never really a Crip. He just knew some people who were, so he went with it. But Shotty noticed that 6ix9ine had a talent for attracting attention and saw an opportunity to make money. So he introduced him to the rest of the crew. He was right about the money part, but the overall decision later led to his downfall. The video for Gummo was a hit and racked up hundreds of millions of views on YouTube. It peaked at number 12 on Billboard and stayed on the chart for 20 weeks straight. Something about a rainbow-haired rapper posted on the block with a bunch of Bloods got the world's attention and made him go viral. But 6ix9ine was doing more than just hanging around the 9 Treys and shooting music videos. He got heavily involved in the gang activities like drug dealing, attempted murders, kidnapping, extortion, and a long list of other crimes. But while he was committing these crimes, he was also blowing up in the rap game. Part of what helped 6ix9ine advance his career was the constant beef he was starting with other rappers, from Chief Keef to YG to Jay Prince. And part of what gave him the confidence to even start these beefs was because he had the protection of the 9 Trey Bloods. 6ix9ine reached the top of the rap game faster than almost anyone in the history of music. But behind the scenes, his relationship with this gang was becoming strained. In the early morning of July 22nd, 2018, 6ix9ine got kidnapped, beaten, and robbed by 3 men in Brooklyn. He just finished filming the video for the song Fifi, featuring Nicki Minaj and Murder Beats, when he was snatched up and pistol whipped by 3 robbers outside of his crib. They beat him up and sold about $750,000 in custom jewelry and $35,000 in cash. 6ix9ine managed to escape and called the cops and took him to the hospital. At first, many fans thought the robbery was fake and just a publicity stunt to hype up his album, but 6ix9ine made it clear that it was real. It later came out in court that he was kidnapped by members of his former gang, directed by Anthony Harp Ellison, a high-ranking member of the Nine Trades. Harp felt like 6ix9ine was making the gang look weak with his behavior and wanted to send a message. The entire incident was captured on tape, and Harp was convicted of the kidnapping because of 6ix9ine's testimony. By that point, tension was already forming between 6ix9ine and his gang. The rapper accused Shotty, who was acting as his manager, of stealing money from him and sleeping with his baby mama, Sarah Molina. Both Shotty and Sarah have denied this accusation, but 6ix9ine has continued to use that as a reason for snitching. So with all the tension building, it was only a matter of time before something bad happened. On November 16, 2018, 6ix9ine did an interview with the Breakfast Club, where he said the only thing he feared was God and the FBI.
Only two things I'm scared in life. God first, and the FBI.
2 days later, on November 18, 6ix9ine, Shotty, and 3 other associates were arrested in a major RICO indictment. 6ix9ine was hit with federal firearms charges, conspiracy to commit murder, armed robbery, and other charges. He was facing life in prison if convicted. He was denied bail and forced to stay in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. At first, he got placed in general population, but after getting into it with some Crips, the rapper got sent to a different facility for security reasons. So, facing the possibility of life in prison, 6ix9ine decided to break the street code and cooperate with the authorities. He told them everything he knew about the operations of the gang. On February 1st, 2019, 6ix9ine pled guilty to 9 charges. A few weeks later, it was revealed that he signed a plea agreement to fully cooperate with authorities in the case in exchange for a reduced sentence. During the trial, not only did he snitch on members of his own gang, but he also agreed to testify about gang affiliations of other rappers like Trippie Redd, Jim Jones, and Cardi B. In total, 11 other members of the Nine Trey Bloods were brought down in the indictment and either pled guilty or were found guilty in court. On December 18, 2018, 6ix9ine was sentenced to 2 years in prison in order to pay a $35,000 fine, complete 1,000 hours of community service, and serve 5 years of supervised release. He was awarded time served for already in jail. Then, in April 2020, he got out and was ordered to serve the rest of his sentence on house arrest. The COVID-19 pandemic had just begun, and the judge approved his release because he suffers from asthma. So, after spending less than 18 months behind bars, 6ix9ine is now a free man. Many assumed he was going to win his protection after getting out, but he turned it down and decided to hire his own security instead so he could continue his music career. Many thought this would be a death sentence, but surprisingly, 6ix9ine was able to return home and get right back to the antics that made him famous. He dropped the track Gooba in May 2020, which quickly racked up hundreds of millions of views. At one point in the video, a picture of a rat is animated over his face, just to taunt the people he put in prison. But after that, 6ix9ine's music career started to die down. He got canceled by the hip-hop community, and few other rappers would be seen with him. He still had some success with his music, but nothing close to the level he was at earlier in his career. He's continued to troll other rappers and start beef online, which has gained him some clout. Now that everyone knows he's working with the feds, he won't have the same impact. He regained the spotlight for a moment after going on DJ Academic's new podcast, Off the Record, with Wack 100. He sat down with Wack to discuss why he snitched and what it means to be a gangster. The podcast was all over the place, but it went viral and put the rapper's name back in the headline. During the interview, he made some shocking statements. He revealed that he often goes outside with no security and doesn't fear for his life. He also said he keeps $1 million in cash on him and has no fear of getting robbed. Even if he has no security with him, he still benefits from the fact that if anything happens to him, the police will be all over it. But he's still desperate for the respect he feels like he lost from snitching and is out to prove that he's the toughest rapper in the industry, even though he snitched. 6ix9ine may feel comfortable walking around without security now, but none of the Nine Trey members he put in jail forgot about what he did. After the interview with Wack 100, 6ix9ine did a series of conversations on Clubhouse where he tried to shift the blame onto other members of the Nine Trey Blood. He accused his former associate, Kuda B, of snitching on himself during the trial. As part of a plea deal, Kuda admitted to being involved in the shooting of Chief Keef outside the W Hotel in July 2018. But Kuda said that 6ix9ine was the one who pushed him to do the shooting because he was beefing with Keef at the time. He also claimed he wasn't the main shooter, but doesn't say who was. But according to 6ix9ine, this made him a snitch. Kuda responded from jail to set the record straight, let it be known that his paperwork is good, and he's not going back and forth with the rap. Clubhouse, 6ix9ine also suggested that Dipset rapper Jim Jones was also an informant. Jim Jones is also from the Nine Trey Bloods and still had relationships with multiple members that 6ix9ine knew. During the time, he saw as a black cloud.
Let's get ready for the moment we all begin to move again. Now is the time. Are you ready? With Westfield Direct, you have a treasure trove of toys at...
I want first. Response to the old helicopter.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides was not only expensive, but dangerous. Adding to the expense was over 1,000 shots of CGI. There was so much to do. They had 10 different VFX companies working at the same time. Let's dive into the behind the scenes and find out what went into the making of On Stranger Tides.
Working with some of the greatest actors in the world is terribly exciting.
Director Rob Marshall preferred shooting on location as much as possible, and this decision almost cost him his life. While shooting in the jungles of Hawaii, Marshall got a real taste of the mercilessness of the wild. Mid-conversation with Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz, he slipped while standing on a cliff. Thanks to his quick reflexes, he managed to grab a vine just before taking a dive. This didn't deter him, though, as he believes you are having an adventure while you are making one. The team agreed it was better to recreate the set in studio, not just because of this, but because of the dangers presented by the surf. Actress Penelope Cruz was pregnant during the filming.
There she was, fencing and fighting and amazing at pregnancy.
She had 2 months of training leading up to filming, but ultimately couldn't do everything. She had to make choices for the safety of her and her future child. And so her sister Monica was brought in to be her double for some of the scenes. Monica is an actress and dancer in Spain and is very good with swords. A perfect choice to fill in for some of the fight scenes, but also to hide that baby bump.
And then I did a lot of it, but I always say nothing dangerous.
One of the many reasons On Stranger Tides was so expensive to film comes down to the props that were designed for the movie. More than a dozen washed-up mermaids, each in different stages of decay, were created over the course of 7 weeks. One incredibly detailed mermaid was cast out of silicone to give it a whale blubbery texture for when Barbossa kicks it.
Mermaid, give up this madness now.
It's kind of a tragedy how much of it is covered with sand in the film, because the detail in the design is absolutely incredible.
Did everyone see that? Because I would not be doing it again.
Pirates of the Caribbean On Stranger Tides is the most expensive movie ever made, holding the record even 10 years later. With a budget of roughly $379 million, it came in at well over $400 million. That makes it more expensive than the Avengers films and Avatar. Johnny Depp is one of the reasons for the expensive budget. He made a whopping $55 million for the film and admits he was overpaid.
Too much.
But says he's keeping...
Yo. Hi, is this... Isaac? Yeah, this is me. Yeah, you're hereby expelled from school. You beat up a teacher, basically. That's why you are expelled from school. But I didn't. I'm at Universal Studios. So whatever. We seen you at school. But I didn't. I'm at Universal Studios. We seen you at school yesterday. But today we haven't. Yeah, that's because I wasn't at school whatsoever. I'm at Universal Studios. Sure, I was at school not yesterday, but I think day before I was at school. But then I decided to work school and fucking... Well, no matter what, sorry, but you're expelled. Have a good one. I wish you the best. Whatever. Yo, hello, is this Isaac? Yeah, this is. Oh, hey, we are taking your apartment away. You haven't paid us the money. So, we have no choice but to take your apartment. Have a good one. I wish you the best. Whatever, fuck you. Hang up. Puh.
The money because it isn't for him, it's for his kids. Movies filmed at sea are often the most expensive, which is why all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies cost so much.
We had a beautiful beautiful actresses playing the mermaids.
Mermaids were a huge part of On Stranger Tides, and director Rob Marshall was very specific about how he wanted them to look. While Disney gave the team the go-ahead to make them look super scary, Marshall decided to dial that back and still keep the beautiful qualities about the actresses. In an attempt to create never-before-seen mermaids, the team landed on a design that included jellyfish-like tendrils. A lot of references were used, from sea life to human skin. They even bought some fish at the fish market for their research.
I'm Jack Sparrow, the one and only, and I am in London.
This film is the first in the series to be shot entirely in 3D, a choice by director Rob Marshall, who says the crew felt like pioneers. We were taking 3D equipment into these remote locations, where you have the possibility of one of two cameras breaking, which they did, more than once.
That's an entrance.
Filming in 3D in temperamental environments like jungles, caves, waterfalls, ships, and cliffs can really add to the number of problems you run into. Marshall believes that to use 3D, you have to be telling a story in a world that people are going to want to enter, so he avoided green screens as much as possible. Putting actual ships in tiny bottles is the kind of ingenuity we've come to expect from the franchise. The team designed the ships to look like they did when they were first captured. Stormy CG water, special lighting, lightning, and more was added to make the bottle containing the Black Pearl look as if it had been captured in a storm. The team even went so far as to include a shot of Jack the monkey.
We named the monkey Jack.
While one of the shots was the real capuchin, other shots were just CG.
Let's take everybody up right now. And pull!
Filming a movie about pirates, you're going to run into a lot of mishaps with swords. Our favorite being between Kevin McNally and Johnny Depp.
Sorry, my sword nearly went up Johnny's nose, which wouldn't be good.
While it sounds innocent enough, these mistakes can often be quite dangerous. But luckily, no one was hurt and we got great bloopers. Like Depp, trying again
hello?
and again.
Hey son, it's me, Dad. Your dad. How did you fucking get my number and what do you want? Huh? What do you fucking want, Dad? You ditched me when I was young, so what do you want? You and my mom ditched me when I was fucking young. So, what do you fucking want? And I want to tell you, I'm sorry, okay? Back then we couldn't afford to have a kid. But now we have 10 kids. We are rich. I am working in the music and movie studios, and your mom is an actor, basically. It's the same. She works with the music industry and the movie industry. She's like me. I was wondering, son, do you want to be in the movie? Sure. Whatever, I guess. Whatever. Cool. I'll text you the details. The movie starts soon, like you have to get there soon. Okay, got it, Dad. Thanks, Dad. You're welcome, son. See ya. See ya. Hell yeah, buddy. Oh, man. Let's have a joint.
And again, to
Hell
take Chris's hat
yeah.
off with his sword.
I think this takes going very well, don't you?
In order for Penelope Cruz to
Let's push it. Let's head to the fucking movie. Movie studio, I guess. Yeah, buddy, let's head to the fucking movie studio in the city somewhere. In the north side of Los Angeles. Let's rock it, I guess. Hell yeah, buddy, I'm a movie actor. I can tell you what, I'm gonna live the life of a movie actor in Los Angeles. I'm gonna party, go to parties, fuck different bitches in Hollywood and in Los Angeles. Oh, I'll be living the dream. Let's head to the set, I guess, the movie set in the city. Here we are. Welcome, son. This is the island of Mohiki in the movie what we are filming. This is not actual island of Mohiki. This island is abandoned basically, but we build it up basically. I'll show you to your room, like your character's room. Your character is named TJ, and he is 24 years old. This way to the rooms of the island, of the scene. This is the place. Hell yeah. This is the room. Cool. Have a good one. You too, Dad. Cool lounge room, fireplace, and then up here is bedroom. Nice. And a little office here. And the balcony. Cool. Excuse me, Dad. Your job. Yeah, when does the movie start? Like, acting? Start soon. And does my character smoke weed or not? And what year is it in? Yes, your character smokes and smoke weed. The year? It's in 1999. Before the 2000s. Okay. It's called The Village 1 movie. So yeah. Okay, get to your station. You're filming now, like in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, action. Look at this view. I'm 25 years old. Can't believe it. Let's chill and smoke.
Your favorite memories. The
And what's
opportunities are
YouTube?
literally limitless here. Why not even begin a painter playthrough where all you do is go around creating paintings rather than fighting the monsters and going into dark dungeons? Now, whatever your character is potentially interested in. And this mod has, take a wild guess, 31 endorsements. Wow. Underrated. Next up we have a fucking boat mod called LVX, Magic's Boats. A mod that's gonna allow you to use boat construction kits on the water to construct and customize your very own boat.
Knock, knock,
There's
knock.
about 6 kind.
Who can that be, bro? Hey, bro. Don't come down to the beach and chill with me? Sure. Cool, let's go. Done. Man. And cut. Go back up. Sorry, all good. 3, 2, 1, action. Man, I miss fucking cut. Go back up again. 3, 2, 1, action. Man, I miss school when I was young. I fucking miss it. Cut again. Go back up to where you were. God damn it. And 3, 2, 1, action. Man, I miss school when I was young. Cut again. Just keep on the fucking, do you understand, son? Yeah, okay, Dad. Good. 3, 2, 1, action. Man, I miss school when I was young, when I was 15. I miss fucking school, dude. Me too, bro. This is the beach, hey? Yeah, cool. Let's chill at... Chill here. Cool. Press play and watch YouTube, dog.
Half of them don't really work, but that's fine. The variety is appreciated nonetheless. It's just that sometimes they disappear when you get off of them, which is, you know, by textbook definition, somewhat unimmersive. Now there's a few things you can do. You can board the boats, which means get on top of it. You can use the boat, which means start actually riding it. You can access its cargo and store stuff. You can level the boat to make sure it's even on the water, and you can change the positioning in case you're too close to land. Also, you can just pick it up and optimize it, which will basically allow you to change your boat's speed, depending on kind of, you know, what waters you're sailing. You can, you know, bring it to hyperspeed if you want, but I can't say that's going to be the most immersive boat ride of your life. Now, typically, you're just going to want to choose your style, level the boat, board it, and then use it. And wow, look at that, guys. I'm sailing, it's immersive, it works perfectly, end of story. That's it, guys. Just kidding. Now, the boat only rides smoothly if you're crouching. Now, Mixar, why would you be crouching? Because when you're not crouching, you're essentially walking on water. That's right, you can literally hear your footsteps on the water. Not to mention, you can't really go in third person. Half of these boats have this giant rod sticking out through the middle that's essentially going to block your entire view, especially if you have depth of field turned on. It feels like kind of, you know, when you're a child and you make up fantasies in your head. It's not quite the real thing, but, you know, your childhood brain is just like, this is alright. That's kind of what this mod feels like, but inside of a video game. It's quite fascinating. But those are all the mods I found this week. Make sure to smash that like button for walking on water and pretending you're fucking
I guess it's time to head home, bro. Oh good. I'm going to bed at my crib. Okay, catch you, bro. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, maybe, dude. Yeah, buddy. Gang wife. What am I saying? I'm not in the gang. I'm on the island. There is no gangs on this island. Who says gang wife? Huh. 7 in the morning. Let's fucking chill on the fucking balcony, I guess, and watch YouTube. And have a joint. Might as well.
Bro, I just put this shit on, bro. How the fuck did you put this shit? Yeah, man.
Nah, this is just my style, bro. I think you copied my drip.
Shit going on.
Nah, bro. What we about to get into, bro?
Spectating. I don't know what the fuck. Well, yeah, and I won't be his friend.
What? Nah, bro. It's just lucky guess, to be honest. About your fit.
So what?
What are you changing about your fit?
What you mean, what am I changing about my fit?
You changing the shirt? Hey, your fit's kind of whack, bro. Hold on. I'm about to change this shit.
Ah, yeah. This nigga knows something.
Alright, y'all ready?
You rich. Honestly, I know you rich. I know for a fact you rich. Ain't no way you just hacked me like that.
Yeah, bro. Damn, this necklace is drippy, though.
Come on, kid. You can change the color of the fucking car? It's not yours? What the fuck?
Yeah, hop in, bro.
He's our new friend. Come on. My bad. He's our new bestie.
Y'all haven't seen shit yet.
Change the fucking. Oh, shit. Harry Potter? Oh, crap. What the fuck? Oh, shit.
Y'all aren't drunk right now,
I'm about to roll up, too. I'm literally about to roll up. You just hit the Harry Potter, bro? What the fuck?
What's good, boys?
How the fuck did y'all know we was back here?
What you mean?
What's wrong with this one up?
Hey, bro, you can't diss the Mercy game, bro. You gotta chill with that shit.
I just did.
Hey, you gotta say sorry, bro. Tell your boy to say sorry, bro.
Wait. Oh, no, don't say
I
that.
had to, bro. I had to. I'm sorry, bro. Damn, this guy's dripped out, bro. I fuck with this outfit right here. I just copied this guy's outfit. Yo. What up, gang? What up?
Why are you doing selfies? Is that selfies, man?
What the hell?
Oh, what the fuck?
Who's that?
Yo, you got my drip.
Nice mercies, bro. I know your voice, bro. Mercies, bro.
Good, bro.
Bro,
Yeah, I fuck
Why
with
you
your
gotta
outfit,
copy
bro.
it?
That shit's hard.
bro, why you copy Evan's outfit, bro?
Oh, you and Evan? Oh, shit.
Yes, bro. Yo, nah, I gotta ban him.
Oh,
I gotta ban
shit. I bet.
you. You're probably gonna be back in here, but
Nah, I won't.
That's fucking what's on YouTube.
Don't accept any trash talk.
T Grizzly is one of Detroit's most popular rappers. He blew up with his song First Day Out, which dropped the day he got out of prison after some dorm room robberies and a jewelry heist gone wrong. Let's take a look at the come up in criminal history of T Grizzly. T Grizzly's from the Joy Road neighborhood on the west side of Detroit. He was raised by his grandma and other relatives while his parents were in and out of jail. He watched his uncle's rap, which inspired him to start making his own music when he was 11 or 12. In middle school, he formed a rap group called All Stars Ball Hard with some of his homies, and they would post their songs on YouTube. But early on, T just saw music as a hobby and didn't think of it as a legit career. Growing up with his family in the streets, T had to hustle to survive. But he stayed on the right path and never got in much trouble with the law. He never smoked or drank and got good grades in school. So, when he graduated high school, he went to Michigan State University, where he studied accounting and finance. But in 2011, T's mother got arrested and was hit with 15 years in prison for drug trafficking. A year later, his pops got murdered. So, going into college, the rapper had no financial support from his family and had a hard time getting by. Eventually, he went back to street activities to make money. He and his friends started hitting licks on unlocked dorms in a building called Hubbard Hall. But the robbery ain't really go as planned. The minute they stepped foot in the store, they started to attract attention. T was wearing a hoodie, and the store owners questioned him about it. He told them he was a boxer and was trying to lose weight for a fight, so he'd been out jogging. They took his word for it, but still kept an eye on him. Once they got close to the Rolexes, T pulled out a gun and smashed the glass. But before he could even get his hands on one of the watches, he heard someone yell freeze. Without even looking up, T already knew someone had a gun pointed at him. He also had a gun in his hand, so he thought about testing the store owner to see if he would flinch. But when he looked up, he realized he was about to duel with a white dude born and raised in the South who wouldn't think twice about blowing his head off. So instead, he just dropped the gun and got on the ground. The owner called the police, and T and his homies got arrested and charged with first-degree robbery. At first, he thought it was all over for him. He was already fighting another case in Michigan and had no money for a lawyer. But instead of giving up, he hit the library and went through as many law books as he could. He and his co-defendants ended up doing some research and found a similar case. They realized that under the law, they ain't actually commit robbery because they never made it out of the store. So, the most they was guilty of was destruction of property. He told his lawyer, who brought it to the judge, and got the charge dropped down to unlawful taking or disposition. But the only way to get the deal was if T got his co-defendants to take it too. At first, they didn't want to do it, but he convinced them that if they brought the case to trial, it was all over. So, they eventually agreed, and T got sentenced to 9 months. But even after that, he was still facing 2 counts of second-degree home invasion for the robberies in Michigan. After doing his time in Kentucky, he was sent back to Michigan, and prosecutors offered him a plea deal to avoid going to court, and he accepted it right away. So, on February 3rd, 2015, T was sentenced to 18 months in prison. Even though he spent several years behind bars at that time, he started feeling optimistic. When he got caught in Kentucky, he thought it was all over, and he was never getting out. But now, there was an end date he looked forward to. Plus, unlike in Kentucky, when he got to prison in Michigan, He knew people from his hood who was there, so he felt more comfortable. In an interview with XXL, he said, "When I first came in, I used to fight, I used to get jumped, jump people, steal from people, get stuff stolen from me, but I realized that ain't how I want to do my time. Plus, I want to go home. I realized I got problems bigger than anything that can happen in prison. So, I started reading books, talking to people who had a head on their shoulders, sold my TV, and just got a whole bunch of books. Started talking to old people, people who weren't coming home, started figuring out what was important. That's also when he first started getting serious about rapping. Now that college was out of the picture,
Return to join
he had to find a
for
new
the
career
day.
path.
You know what fucking
He started
mean?
working on
Another
music,
join.
and he planned to drop after he got out. That's also when he first got the nickname T Grizzly. Other inmates started calling him that because he let his beard and dreads grow out and started wilding out like a grizzly bear. He had about 10 songs written and created a plan for how he was going to drop them when he got out. As soon as he was released, he borrowed $250 from a relative to pay for the beat to First Day Out. He went straight to the studio with the same clothes from jail and recorded the songs that eventually ended up on his debut mixtape, My Moment. After that, he shot the video for First Day Out outside of the Ryan Correctional Facility, the closest jail. Then he brought the video to Joseph McFashion, the owner of a popular YouTube channel and website dedicated to Detroit-based hip-hop, who agreed to share it on his platform. T